Hey everybody, Manny Talavera here, and I want to welcome you to day two of the seven-figure climb. And what I'm going to do in day two here is the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and review what I went over yesterday because I've been extremely under the weather, and I didn't really feel like I explained everything as well as I could have explained it. And so we're going to do a little bit of review from day one. And what we will do is we will kind of, touch on some of these things and review them. Sometimes I won't generally do this twice back to back, but I'll be honest with you. I've been sick for a year. I'm having surgery in on the 19th. And yesterday I was probably another 2 octaves low than I am now. And I was really, really not feeling well. And so when I was going through my notes and explaining stuff, I didn't feel like I explained it well. And so we're going to go back through some of this stuff. And then what I'm going to do is just kind of give you all a brief overview of where I come from. We're going to talk tomorrow or the next day about marketing assets, all the marketing assets I have, what I feel like is going to help me to get there. We're going to talk about that. I'm not going to get into that heavy today, but I'm going to give you all some indications and some ideas on, why I think this is going to work so well. And I know it's not going to be um without some difficulty, but I do think that we're gonna get it dialed in. And so again, I appreciate each and every one of you all for being here. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel, like the video. The more you do that, the more Facebook is going to push it out. I didn't get it dropped onto my personal page and into my private group until earlier today, so we didn't get a lot of reach. And I know it's going to take a while to build this thing up, but hopefully a lot more of you all can subscribe. And so again, welcome to day two of the seven-figure climb. Um, this this channel and this whole mindset is dedicated to documenting my journey of going from 0 to 7 figures in the next 365 days or less. But it's also all about helping you on your journey. And the goal is that I'm going to share my journey with you all. I'm going to give you all tips, tricks, ideas. I'm going to share a metric ton of marketing and mindset with you that will also hopefully help you on your entrepreneurial journey to reach 7 figures in the next 12 months or less. And so this channel is all about building everybody up and basically helping each other to grow and move forward. And so I'm going to share my journey, but I'm going to share everything that works, everything that doesn't work. I'm going to give you all of the tips, tricks, and tools that I'm using, but we're going to share a lot of marketing with you as well. Um, and this will be daily. So we're going to do a daily video blog. And so like once in a while, like I said, the goal is to do this every single day for 365 days. Like I've got surgery on the 19th. There are going to be days that I will not get out on time. Some days we won't make it. If we don't make it, what we'll do is we will do makeup days. And what a makeup day will look like, it will basically say day 7 makeup, and it's going to be basically a makeup day, and you'll see that. And then like I said, you'll be able to look in the if you go through and you look at the videos, hopefully you're going to see January 1st, January 2nd, January 3rd, and so on. You're going to see that we're dropping these in on a daily basis, and we're doing them on a daily basis. Now, the only difference is that once in a while, we're going to miss the cutoff. I'm doing these Eastern Standard. I'm doing these at night. And, so I might once in a while get the video in and uploaded, not necessarily on the day of, but like at 1 in the morning or something. And so if you see two videos on the same day, you'll probably see that they're about, 17 or 18 hours apart as well. But the goal is to actually do these every day. And we will be, like I said, we'll be covering every single thing related to this journey, and we're going to walk you through some of that. And so we're not going to leave anything out. We're going to cover every single thing related to this journey from mindset to strategy to what I'm going to sell to how I'm going to sell it. And we're going to get into all that here in a minute. We're going to cover all of that. And one of the reasons I'm doing this, one of the reasons I'm very, very curious and I want to move forward is that Jay Abraham, I studied Jay Abraham for years and years and years, one of the biggest marketing consultants of all time. And Jay did really, really well, feast and famine. He would make a lot of money and then lose a lot of money or spend it all, and then make a lot and then spend it all. And Jay would literally make millions of dollars, and then he would be broke, and then he would make millions of dollars, and sometimes he would end up owing 300,000 or 400,000, and he would have no money. And then eventually, what happened is Jay made $20 million very, very, very fast. And Jay had always thought that if he made a lot of money, that the world would open up to him. And so, unfortunately, when he made the money, he ended up getting therapy because he didn't understand why he couldn't be happy with $20 million. And so Jay ended up spending $200,000 on therapy to figure out why he couldn't be happy with $20 million. And I want to know what it's like on the other side. Does money really buy happiness? Now, in my opinion, I've always felt that money does buy happiness. The bottom line is the only time that money doesn't buy happiness is A, when you're trying to get something that money will not buy, or B, when you've already got money. And so the people who say that money can't buy happiness, in my opinion, either they've already got it, or they're trying to get something that money can't buy. And within reason, most of the things that we need, money can take care of. And so, in my opinion, it does change things. And so, my whole mindset here is I want to be on the other side of that equation. I want to go from living day to day or week to week or month to month to basically never having to worry about money again, and see what it's like on the other side of all of that, and see if that doesn't, see, basically be able to tell the story from the other side. And that's one of the reasons that I want to do this. So, my one of the reasons I'm doing it is to see what it's all about on the other side and kind of report back, because like I said, I will have experienced everything and everything in between, and I'll be able to give you all a real glimpse of what it looks like on both sides. And that's hopefully what we're going to do here. Now, the other reason I want to do this is probably the biggest reason I want to do this is to help family, friends, and relatives up, basically lift them out of lower middle class into high middle class or upper middle class. And I don't know what that will look like, but certainly one of my biggest motivators is to basically support the people around me who have supported me. I don't want to create a huge amount of wealth to have it in the bank. I want to create a huge amount of wealth to basically lift other people up around me, family, friends, relatives, people who I want to support, and also to basically let you all know how to do it yourself. And so, like I said, my deal is, I post it all the time. The first thing I'm going to do when I reach the end is reach down and grab and bring as many people up as I can. And so we do want to try and do that. And that's the mindset behind it. Now, some of these videos, and some of the first videos are going to be, I'm going to tell my story. We're going to talk about marketing assets and liabilities. And so I'm going to tell you every single asset I have going in. And the bottom line is what determines whether you make it or not is how many marketing assets you have. And you have to develop those and build those. And I'm going to go over every single asset I have going in. Like I said, there's not going to be any smoke and mirrors here. And I want you all to know that the skills that I have going forward before we get into this, we're going to do my story, marketing assets and liabilities. We're going to talk about the hair, the sunglasses, the look, the costume. I call this my costume. It's really how you're going to see me show up. What's interesting is this is how I show up everywhere within reason. Now, when you're looking at the videos, you're going to see me wear the same things a lot of times. I've got 2 or 3 of these vests that are identical, and I also have some black ones, but this is black pinstripe. I have 5 white shirts. I have several blue shirts. So the shirts will change colors, but within reason, this is how you're going to see me show up every time I do these. And this is what it's going to look like. And we're going to talk about costuming a lot. And what, like I said, we're going to talk about the sunglasses and the vision problems. We're going to talk about the hair. We're going to talk about everything that I created and built in order to get to this point. And we're gonna give you, like I said, every we're not going to leave any stone unturned. We're going to talk about mindset and strategy, and everything that we do within reason has a lot to do with mindset. Like, I dress this way for a reason. But what's interesting is if you see me at Walmart at 3 in the afternoon, besides the vest, this is what you're going to see. I won't be wearing the vest. Once in a while, I'll be wearing a jacket. Maybe once in a while, you're going to see me in a tie or something. But generally, this is my costume, and I never. This is what I always wear, and we're going to talk about that, like I said. And again, the reason I'm going over this all again is I just didn't feel like I explained it all that well yesterday. I had an extremely bad headache, and my head hurt, my nose hurt, my chest hurt, and I didn't feel like that I explained it well. And so we're just doing that, and then we're going to give you some insights here. So we're going to talk about what I'm going to be selling. So we will go over every single offer that I make. We will tell you what works and what doesn't. We will give you links to everything that we do. There's not going to be anything hidden there. And so if you want to sign up for the master classes or the events, some are going to be paid, some are going to be free, but we're going to let you know. And then the other thing is, some of those will be left up after the fact, so you'll still be able to go and actually check those out, even if you're looking at them after we have done them. But we will talk about those. And then, of course, what I'm going to be selling, just to give you some insights, studied marketing over 15,000 hours. I've created over 80 courses, and I've worked with over 300 coaching clients. I've done over 300 strategy sessions. And so we will be selling courses that I've already created. We will be selling courses that I will create in the future. And then we will be selling live trainings, so courses that I will be recording. And then we will also be selling coaching. And so we've got a lot of different offers we're going to be making. I kind of have an idea of what the actual vehicle is going to be. And so one of the first things we're going to actually help you out with is, what is your vehicle going to be? You got to come up with the vehicle that's going to get you to the revenue. And so you got to come up with that. And like I said, one of my assets is that we have a lot of different things that we can sell, because I have a lot of education in marketing, mindset, strategy, and all of that. And so we're going to share all of that out as well. So the next thing is, we're going to talk about health-related problems and health-related issues, and there are a lot of those. And so when we're talking about marketing assets and liabilities, I do have a lot of liabilities on the health side. We're going to basically go over that. We're also going to talk about mindset, limiting beliefs, some of the things that have held me back, that might be holding you back. We're going to talk about fears that I used to have, fears that I still have, and then fears that I no longer have. And I'm going to really help you all out as far as hopefully removing some limiting beliefs, removing fear, acting in spite of fear, moving forward beyond all of that, because a lot of that is really what prevents people from going forward. And we're going to talk about that. The next thing we're going to talk about is, everything that works and everything that doesn't, and we're not going to leave any of that out. Now, I'm also going to start a private Facebook group, the 7-Figure Climb. It will be in all of the, once we get the Facebook group created, there's going to be a link for you all to join that. I really would appreciate it if you join the YouTube channel, subscribe, and then start watching us on a daily basis. We're also going to be doing some other things I'll talk about here in a minute. An email list as well. I will be creating an email list for the 7-Figure Climb. We're also going to create Seven Figure Diaries, and Seven Figure Diaries is going to give you more insights, and that's either going to be put in Patreon or Kajabi or both. And so there's going to be a couple of ways for you all to subscribe to that, and it's only going to be like, $5 or $7 a month or something like that. And that stuff will be out in the next 10 to 12 days. And so just to kind of back up again and give you all a little more insight, I'm getting a little bit of a slow start here, and I can tell you that things will pick up a lot probably in about 2 weeks. And then hopefully after the 19th, after the surgery, it will pick up more. And then ultimately, once I hit critical mass and get, $15,000 or $20,000 behind me, that will actually help as well, because money buys speed, and we really need speed more than anything else. And again, if you can support me in any way by signing up for the Patreon or the Kajabi channel, or signing up for any of the master classes or any of the paid offers, because we really need money to run Facebook ads, and we're going to talk about that a lot more as we get involved in all of this. And so, like I said, if you can help out, that's great. So please join the group once we get it listed. And this is the other thing. Once we get all of this listed, I'm going to come back and put it on every single video. So you're going to have links for all of that. And so if I'm telling you, if you're watching this a week later, you might look at the thread below and you might see that all of that is there. You might be able to check it out. And of course, also subscribe to this channel, the YouTube channel as well. And we've had, a handful of people subscribe. And so some of the things we will be talking about, we will be giving you all, we're going to give you all updates. We're going to give you, like I said, this is going to be a daily update. We're going to give you all of that. And for a little while here, we'll seem like things are going a little bit slow. But once I get the private Facebook group done, once I get the Patreon and Kajabi set up, once we get this first offer out, that's going to be 2 weeks from now, which will be Course Con, which is going to show people how to create a course. That's going to be the first thing that we're going to be doing, is a 3-day live event. It's going to be $37.50, I think, to the first 200 people that sign up. And we will have offers. We will be making some offers on that as well. And most of this is all set up to get me to around $15,000 for ad spend before we launch something we're really big. And like I said, and we will decide. I've got a couple of different things that I'm wanting to sell, not sure 100% what we're going to offer yet, but we have one or two. I have several different things I can offer, but I'm just trying to figure that out. I can tell you that I really wanted to sell a higher end coaching program, but health wise, I really wouldn't have been able to do that for the last year. I've been sick for over a year now. And like I said, hopefully after the surgery on the 19th, I'll get around that. As a matter of fact, just to kind of give you all some inside baseball, and we're going to talk about a lot of this over the next several days. I've had a sinus infection for 12 months. I've been on antibiotics at least 10 times. They don't do anything at all. Right now, I'm, for the most part, got either a sinus infection or a sinus infection that's drained into the chest and has created a lot of problems. And again, like I said, unfortunately, antibiotics they don't do anything anymore. And I've been dealing with this since actually last November. So we're on 13 months now, and we haven't been able to beat it. And so hopefully the surgery and some other things, between surgery and medicine, we're gonna get this taken care of. And so what I'm gonna do now on day 2 is just give you all a little bit of my backstory. And like I said, we're going to cover a lot of this stuff later on as well. But I just want you all to know where I'm coming from. And I'm going to give you, as I'm telling you this, I can tell you this is an abbreviated version of it, but we're going to give you some insights here. And I'm going to also give you a lot of takeaways a lot of takeaways. And so I'm trying to figure out how far back I want to go. You know, I've got a 2-year degree in marketing, but I didn't really learn anything from school that I do now. And so the 2-year degree I got in marketing basically was institutional marketing, Fortune 100 marketing. It didn't have anything to do with what I'm doing now. And back then, I took a lot of jobs in collections. I worked for USA Funds, Sally Mae, Household Finance, Verizon, um, and the Internal Revenue Service. Um, and so I did a lot of collections work for a number of years. I would say I probably spent about 3 or 5 years in collections. And ultimately, I ended up buying a pool room. I bought a 16 table pool room. I'm a former pool room owner turned marketer. I played pool for a very, very long time. And so I bought a pool room, 16 table pool room. Then I bought a hair salon with tanning beds and then an advertising publication. So very, very entrepreneurial. And this is all 20 years ago. And eventually I got out of those and I got into marketing completely by accident. And we will tell that full story at some point. But essentially, I started studying Jay Abraham. I studied about 5,000 hours of Jay, and then it ended up studying marketing over 15,000 hours, and pretty much everyone involved in our space. So I started out studying Jay, and then went on to Dan Kennedy, Frank Kern, Harbecker, Chet Holmes, Tony Robbins, um, Alan Weiss, Evan Pagan, um, Dan Sullivan, Joe Polish. I could probably spend 30 minutes just giving you all names of people that I studied. And like I said, over 15,000 hours of study in marketing, mindset, strategy, everything that goes into what we're doing, direct response. And originally I studied these people, and I studied everything that they were doing. And then I went back and studied where they got their starts because I wanted to know how Jay Abraham became Jay Abraham and how Frank Kern became Frank Kern and how Dan Kennedy became Dan Kennedy. So I learned all of their backstories, and I can tell you what Jay Abraham was doing when he was 18, what Dan Kennedy was doing when he was 18, what Frank Kern was doing when he was 18. These people, way before they were ever famous, way before they ever made any money, way before they ever got into marketing, I can tell you their stories from basically when they started. And like I said, so I studied quite a bit, and I kind of fell into course creation, and I started creating courses, and I ended up creating over 80. I don't know what number I'm at right now, around 82 or 83, but we literally create courses all the time. I'm constantly creating something, and everything I create live is ultimately turned into a product that we can sell over and over. And so that's kind of what we were doing. And then, like I said, and then ultimately I started doing more actual coaching, and I've done 3,000 strategy sessions and worked with over 300 people. And so I have quite a few marketing assets, which we will talk about. I don't know if we'll get into them tomorrow or the next day. I've got a very, very long list of things that we're going to be covering, and I'm going to give you all of that. And I can tell you, we are going to 100% get to the money. We're going to get to the money on all of this because this is all about going from 0 to 7 figures. And I really wish I had everything set up and I could go over my finances in detail with you. But unfortunately, health-wise, I've been a little bit slow in getting some of this stuff ready. But we will go over all of that. And then ultimately what we will be doing is we will be giving you weekly updates, monthly updates, 90-day updates. And then anytime we have what we would call a money, basically when we have an offer that generates revenue, we will talk about, how that offer did, how much it brought in, and what all of that looked like. And so we will talk about all of that. And the goal of course is to ultimately be running a lot of Facebook ads, and then talk about the revenue from Facebook ads, how much money came in from the ads, and then how much it costs us to get that money, and then hopefully what else we will be selling those people after they buy the first time. So we will give you all of that. But like I said, we're not at a point where we can run ads. And the goal is to, you know, if I have my way about it, I would like to be running ads on the 15th of January, but we're just not going to be there yet. So it might take us 30 days to start running ads. It might take less. The problem is, even if I got the money tomorrow to run ads, I wouldn't be really ready to run ads because I don't know what we're going to sell yet. And so we would have to build out we have to come up with the offer, figure out exactly what we're going to sell, then build out the offer, and then build out the ads for the offer. And it might take a week to get all of that set up. And so if we, once we get the money, it might take a week to 10 days to start running ads. And then the other thing is, once we get the money, we might be able to start running ads within a few days because we may have everything ready to sell, if we're working. And the goal is to actually be able to spend 12 to 15 hours a day working on this, and you will see a lot of things happening a lot quicker than they're happening right now. And that hopefully will happen in the next few weeks or sooner. And then definitely after the 19th, the hope is that after the 19th, we get rid of sinus infection and a lot of these issues. We're going to be able to take off. But again, like I said, it's really going to be dependent on how quickly we can get revenue coming in and start selling things that will pay debt down to get me out from under the rock a little bit, and also push us forward as far as hiring the help we need and getting those ads going. And so that's what I want you all to think about. And so I can tell you that I do have a lot of marketing assets going in. We're going to talk about those. I've got a lot of different things that we can offer, a lot of different things that we can sell. But I've also got a lot of liabilities that are going to slow me down. And like I said, we're going to talk about all of those. And then we're going to talk about some of the liabilities or the mindset issues or problems you all might have that are slowing you down. And hopefully we're going to give you ways to break through those. And I can also tell you, like I said, I've got a Facebook group with 15,700 in it, a Facebook group with 17,700 in it, a Facebook group with 28,000 in it. Unfortunately, Facebook doesn't push traffic out to any of those. If the Facebook groups worked like they're intended to, if we could get offers to convert in those Facebook groups, I would make a metric ton of money without spending any money on ads. Unfortunately, it is just impossible to get reach in those groups. Facebook just does not push out anything in those groups. I mean, I can literally make a post in 17,700 people, and I might get 50 people who see it. And unfortunately, the only way for us to actually do this is to run ads, and that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to end out. I appreciate each and every one of you all for watching day 2. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe to the channel, like the video. If you like the video, it gets more interaction. If you have any questions, post them in the comments. I will be answering questions as we go along. We will be answering as many questions as we can. And then once we get the group set up, we'll be doing Ask Me Anythings and stuff like that. And then we'll also be giving you all more access if you join the Patreon or the Kajabi, if once we get those both set up. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for being here, though, and I'll see you all on day 3, and thanks a lot.